back to another video, and in today's video we have a very special video today because we are going to be doing the first update of the new Baltimore Thurgood International Airport. I've been hard at work trying to get this to become a reality as quick as possible, as I know in the past it has taken me a very long time to build new airports. That's the primary reason as to why I didn't announce this ahead of time, is just because I knew that if I announced it I wouldn't meet the deadline and then I'd have to delay it and all of that. So I just figured, you know what, I'm gonna keep this quiet and then just one day just upload it. So here we have the new Baltimore Thurgood International Airport. The main reason I decided to redo Baltimore is just because, well, the room that Baltimore is in has been redecorated, so the walls have been repainted, there's a new carpet, new everything like that. So I figured this would be a good opportunity to get rid of the old Baltimore and just build a new one. The design isn't too dissimilar to the old one, it's roughly the same layout, except I've used essentially newer techniques in markings and different things. So a lot of my taxiway lines now have outlines, and then the runway markings are redone, new grass, new everything essentially. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this airport update, and I will also be doing a how to build a model airport video soon. I have all the footage for it, so I'm just going to be editing that, and I should have that uploaded relatively soon after this video. So with that, we're going to go ahead and start on the runway here with this British Airways Boeing 777-200ER. As you can see, the runway is runway 18. I didn't really know which runway to kind of base this off at Baltimore, so I just decided I'm going to name it runway 18 after Aviation 18. So that's the reason why this runway is 18. And we have this British Airways 777-200ER. I believe BA are currently using the 787s. However, they have used the 777s a couple months ago, I believe, and they are due to go back to the 777s at some point during the winter. And we have even had a 333 into Baltimore, which is pretty cool. But yeah, we have this British Airways 777-200ER. This one is going to be heading out to London Heathrow and of course the UK. Holding short behind the 777, here we have the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8, and this aircraft is going to be heading out to Chicago Midway in Illinois. And then next up here, just taxiing towards the runway, we have this Spirit Airbus A321neo. This aircraft is going to be heading out to Milwaukee in Wisconsin. And here's an overview of the runway section. I'm also going to get an overview of the whole airport at the end of today's update, so stay around for that. As you can see, the design is basically the same as the old Baltimore, it's just refreshed basically. So now we're going to move on to the gates. So starting off here at the gates, we have this Delta Connection CRJ-900, and this aircraft is going to be heading out to New York JFK. Following that, we have this Delta Boeing 757-200, and this aircraft is going to be heading out to Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson in Georgia. After that, here we have this American Boeing 737 MAX 8. This aircraft is going to be heading out to Miami in Florida. We then have this United Boeing 737 MAX 8. This aircraft is going to be heading out to Los Angeles in California. After that, here we have this Frontier Airbus A321. This aircraft is going to be heading out to Denver in Colorado. And then moving on to Spirit now, I believe we have a couple new models since the last update. So here we have this Spirit Airbus A319. This aircraft has arrived in from Atlanta, Georgia, and is going to be heading out to Tampa in Florida. We then have this Spirit Airbus A320neo. This aircraft has arrived in from Las Vegas in Nevada and is going to be heading out to San Jose in California. And last but not least, for this side of the airport, we have the Spirit Airbus A320, and this aircraft has arrived in from Portland, Oregon, and is going to be heading out to Boston in Massachusetts. Unfortunately, one downgrade we have had to make just due to space is we only now have one cargo stand. So we're just going to have one cargo aircraft per update, which is slightly unfortunate, but there we go. Here we have this UPS MD-11. This aircraft is going to be heading out to Louisville in Kentucky. Moving around to the international gates, and that is one new good thing we have about this airport, is we now have two wide body gates at the international section. So we can now have, for example, Condor and British Airways in at the same time, which is really, really handy. But here we have this Condor A330-900. Of course, this aircraft is going to be heading out to Frankfurt in Germany. And then next up here, this is the second wide-body gate. Of course, it's got a Play A321 in at the moment, so this isn't a wide-body aircraft, but the gate can handle a wide-body aircraft up to the size of a 333. But here we have this Play Airbus A321neo, and this aircraft is going to be heading out to Keflavik in Iceland. And then finally, moving on to Southwest now, here we have this Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800, and this aircraft has arrived in from Los Angeles in California and is going to be heading out to Phoenix in Arizona. We then have this Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700. This one has arrived in from Norfolk in Virginia and is going to be heading out to Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. We then have this Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8. This aircraft has arrived in from Las Vegas, Nevada, and is going to be heading out to Detroit in Michigan. We then have this Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 arrived in from Austin in Texas and is going to be heading out to Indianapolis in Indiana. And last but not least, for today's updates, here we have this Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700. This one has arrived in from Savannah in Georgia and is going to be heading out to New Orleans in Louisiana. And just like that, that does conclude today's update of Baltimore Thurgood. And so here we have this overview of the gate space here at Baltimore. We have slightly decreased the amount of gates we have here at Baltimore, but of course I've tried to maximize the space in this room, so I had to sort of maximize the amount of gates we could get in such a small amount of space. But I think we've done a pretty good job at getting a good amount of gates in. So now we have 5 Southwest gates. We used to have 6. We can also use, one of the international gates as a Southwest gate if we need to. But we do now have 2 international gates, which was one of my priorities, as we have quite a few international airlines into Baltimore now. Of course, we have Play, Iceland Air, British Airways, Condor, Copa. So I wanted to have 2 gates so we can have a nice variety of international airlines into these updates. Then of course, as I mentioned, we have 1 wide-body cargo gate that can handle a 747, so anything up to the size of a 747 can fit in that gate. We then have the gates on the right. These are the gates for essentially all the other airlines. So the top 3 I'm dedicating to just Spirit. The bottom 2 I'm dedicating to just Delta, and then the 3 in the middle, we have 1 for American, 1 for United, and then 1 for miscellaneous airlines, so essentially Alaska, Frontier, Allegiant. When we eventually do get Allegiant in these updates, we'll just flip between those airlines. But overall, I am really happy with how this model airport has turned out. And while it is smaller than the previous Baltimore, I do believe it's better quality, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. As I said, I will have a how to build a model airport video coming out soon, whether that's next week or the week after, I'm not too sure, but you can keep an eye out for that. And with that, I want to thank you very much for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.